there's a difference between being in your masculine frame and being outright scary to the women. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL, and in today's video, we're talking about a Pop the Balloon show that kind of went all the way to the left right from the beginning. Now, before I get into it, thank you for being patient. I know I've been gone for a while. I'm back on this channel, and I'm gonna put out a lot more consistent content. And I had to come back with this video because I'm seeing a lot of young guys comment on it, talking about, oh, the guy was very masculine, women were intimidated, all this, that, and the third. But a lot of guys just don't understand how to behave around women. And it's okay because everybody don't know everything. And sometimes you learn as you live. I've been around for a long time. I understand how to behave. Now, we got to watch this. Of course, I'm going to link to the full thing in the box. I'm not going to play the entire thing here, but we got to see this because I want to break down how he's acting and what you should do and shouldn't do. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Let's go ahead and bring out our first single guy. Hello,
Right.
Welcome in. I'll have you hold this.
How you doing, Arlette?
Good, good. How are you? Can we get your
Great.
name?
My name is Brian.
Brian, how old are you?
I'm 40.
40
I'll
and
be 41 in September.
Okay, it's coming up. And Brian, what do you do?
I'm an aircraft mechanic
Very
for a major airline.
All right.
So
Now-
I fix planes.
See, right away, doing too much talking. Way too much talking. And look, see her face right there? She did not anticipate that extra bit of information because that's not usually how men talk. When we're asked a question, we answer it and move on to the next thing. It's not so cold like, I'm a mechanic. She says, what do you do? I'm an aircraft mechanic for a major airliner. That's all you need. And really, you could just say you're an aircraft mechanic and leave it at that. All the extra information is too much. Let's continue.
I want you to get home safe.
We appreciate you. And now, what are some things that you like to do for fun?
Things I like to do for fun. I like trail riding. I live in Houston.
Okay.
I'm from New Orleans, but I like to ride horses. I'm a country guy. Okay. I'm still city, but you know I like to do country things.
Got it.
I like to read. I'm from the ghetto, but I am a nerd. Okay. I like to read. I want to know about things that I don't know. Okay. I like to go lounges, right? I like to go to museums. You know, I just like to really have a good.
See, what's going on right there is that he's doing too much talking. That's why he popped the balloon. None of them pop because they might like the way he looks. Like he's in shape, you know, he looks like he's kind of put together physically. But then when he starts talking, that's when things go wrong. Look, you're doing way too much of that. Just answer the question and give short, sweet, succinct answers that get to the point very quickly.
A good time.
Okay, nice. Now, what are some things that you're looking for in a woman?
Transparency, for sure. Transparency.
Okay.
If I can't see who you are when I meet you, then I would never know, right? Loyalty, that really, for men, that's a big thing, loyalty. I need to know when you out partying, having a good time, that you loyalty and you faithful to a man like me.
Okay. Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker?
If it was me, look, I put myself in the women's shoes. Okay. I put myself in their shoes. If I was in it, I would have popped like after the first or second ramble on a little bit too long, it would have been a wrap because I already know that's going to be a combative relationship. Not necessarily physical, but it's going to be a lot of back and forth talking. I ain't with all the talking, really. If I got something to say, I'm going to say it one time. And then if I got to repeat myself, I'm going to say, hey, now you're getting on my nerves. Let's not do that. I already said what I had to say. I'm not trying to be violent or an abusive person, but I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm not going to be disrespected. And I'm not going to be trying to fight you in no kind of way, whether physical or verbal. I said what I said, and that's it. If we can't get along, then it's time for me to go somewhere else.
Because I really don't have deal breakers, right? Because I'm from the ghetto, so I understand that.
Now, what he's doing right here with this whole I'm from the ghetto thing, he said it twice already. He's trying to convince himself, really, that he's this tough guy. But ultimately, you ain't even got to do all that, man. Just be yourself. And I kind of been there when I was younger, trying to be this tough guy, all this and that. But at this age, we're the same age. At this age, we're too old for that. really, I grew out of that when I was like in my early 20s. I'll tell you, look, I'm no tough guy. I'm Mr. Sharman. I'm a teddy bear. Don't do nothing to me now, because that's going to be a different story. But I'm not trying to lead with this I'm big tough guy stuff, because really all it does is scare people. It scares the women when you talk like that.
We do a lot of things in our past and in our youth that is really a problem. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have.
They don't like him talking too much. He's too verbose. Now they may give different reasons as to why they popped the balloon, but that's the reason why. Because he's not necessarily saying anything wrong, but they know that this kind of personality is going to be difficult to get along with.
Have any deal breakers, but as far as deal breakers, I don't really have any.
Okay. All right. So we did get a few pop balloons.
Okay.
Let's go on over to those ladies, see why they ended up popping.
No problem.
All right. Let's start right on over here. If we can have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Parker, but I go by Mrs.
Okay.
I'm 39.
Okay. Now, is that her real name? I don't know. But one thing I want to say about these pop the balloon shows that have taken over the internet, a lot of people there they're just there to promote themselves. Okay, I'm a small business owner. I'm a social media personality. Here's my Instagram. Check me out. And what that does is it kind of, I don't want to say, it kind of distorts the purpose of the show. If the show's purpose is to find a connection, then why do we have Instagram shout outs? You see what I'm saying? Business shout outs. It becomes something a little bit more. It's like a networking mixer / speed dating.
And
You say you're 39?
39.
All right.
And Mrs. Parker, what do you do?
I'm a professional makeup artist.
A makeup artist?
Yeah, shout out to Makeup by Mrs. Parker.
All right. And Mrs., why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped your balloon because you said you don't have any deal breakers, and everybody has to have some type of deal breaker. So you have to have something that you don't like.
I'm not really buying her reason for popping the balloon. I just think that she just wasn't feeling them. Now, she can say that's the reason. Oh, well, because of the whole no deal breakers thing. She could say that. She might not like that. That might be a thing that kind of caused her to have some concern. Ultimately, she just wasn't feeling them. That's what that was.
But you look really nice. You look dapper. Nice to meet you.
It's definitely nice to meet you. When it comes to deal breakers, I'm not a surface level dating type of guy, right?
Okay.
I don't really care about your past. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from New Orleans.
That's number 3. I'm from the ghetto, from New Orleans. Number 3. Okay, she heard you the first time. I promise she did. You don't gotta say it no more. You could tell by her reaction. All right, I heard you. Like, what's that gonna do?
Right? So nothing that you done in your past doesn't matter to me, because that was before me. After me, that's when you upgrade yourself. So that's why I said I don't have any deal breakers, because I don't want to say that, hey, you're not my type because of what you done in your past, not knowing that that wasn't right or wrong. Okay, so.
Now, to get to the point about deal breakers, all this and that, I mean, everybody has deal breakers. If somebody weighs 1,000 pounds, you're going to get with her because you can see some potential in her losing weight or something. I mean, come on, man, let's be serious. Okay, if somebody smokes crack for a living, I know these are extreme things, but they are deal breakers. If it was me and I was in a situation and they said, hey, ABL, what are your deal breakers? Drug use, obesity, bad attitude. Those are my deal breakers. What do you look for? What things do you actually like? I like somebody who is very kind, nice, observant, sees what I do, and they can contribute. They can help me go forward. They can help me advance the same way I will help her advance. We can work as a team. Okay, we can get along. You got a good personality. You're kind of soft-spoken. That's what I like. I don't like a bunch of talking. Too much talking about nothing. We can have a conversation, a good conversation about substantive things. But if it's about BS and drama, I don't want nothing to do with it. Let's be able to get along, have the intellectual conversation, be attractive within a certain age range. Then we're good money. That'd be my answer. And I probably wouldn't even be that verbose. And the things that I'm saying are not adversarial. It's just, hey, this is what I like. My man right here is trying to like counter their arguments, and they don't like that. The women do not like that. You're scaring them, really. I kind of want to jump forward because there was one young lady who was visibly afraid. I think it might have been the young lady right here.
A creator manager.
Cool. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm a free-spirited woman, so having to check in with somebody like they are my parent is something that I don't subscribe to.
And me personally, I don't do that either. The whole check-in thing, that's insecurity. Okay, if she's out somewhere with her friends and she got to check in with you, that's insecurity. Either you, like, that right there is lack of trust. Either you trust her or you don't. And if you don't trust her, then that's not who you need to be with. All this trying to micromanage ain't going to help you.
So that's why.
You're still going to end up in the same situation. But let's let it play out so you're able to see her body language and her expressions toward my man right here.
I pop my balloon.
What do you mean check in like they're your parent?
The way that you were discussing how somebody needs to constantly, when we're out and about, to text or call and check in, that's something that I don't subscribe to. So that's why I pop my balloon.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
See, yeah, and then she already said that earlier, so now she's repeating herself. And you could tell by her body language she's uncomfortable. She wants the conversation to be over with. And if you sense that, you need to go ahead and just leave her alone because now you're harassing her at a certain point. But she's in a weird situation because she's on the show and she got a microphone in front of her face. But in reality, you could tell by her body language she's done with the conversation.
TikTok creator manager for what company? Or is it for yourself?
It's for TikTok.
For TikTok?
Social media.
Okay. Social media?
Social media agent, yes.
Okay. How many kids you have?
I have 2.
How many baby daddies?
2.
2? Okay. So you didn't think after the first one that you wanted to marry the next one?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. I was just asking because for real men, that's what matters. Your first one is given. Your second one, the mistake is on you.
Oh, is it? Well, there's
That's definitely
circumstances
right.
under why I got
That's
pregnant,
definitely
but
right.
that's nor here or there, and that's
Yeah,
not
but
what I'm
you-
here for.
Okay, definitely. You're a beautiful woman, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's making a lot of assumptions, judging her. That's not how you, that doesn't make any sense because you don't know what happened. It could have been a sexual assault or something like that on the first one. You never know what happened. You have no clue. You're just judging this person you don't even know by asking these questions and you're not even listening because she said TikTok a few times and you're like, oh, what company? See, you got to just kind of get rid of a lot of that anger you got on you. I can feel the anger from here. I'm not even in the building. I'm going to let this play out and then you could continue to see her body language and see what I'm talking about. All these girls are scared of him. That's really the bottom line. Or they don't want to pursue anything because they know it's going to be a difficult situation. Even if they might like the way he looks, his behavior is a red flag.
But I respect your answer.
Thank you. Let's go back here.
Yeah, she was ready to be done. Okay, all of them. You can see their body language. You know, hands in front of themselves, trying to protect themselves. They all have this same thing here. This same thing, but they're all doing the same thing because they're afraid. This guy was way too aggressive, way too strong. Listen, I understand you're from the ghetto, right? And my man, if you're listening to me, I'm not trying to attack you. I just want to give some real advice, man to man. This kind of persona, this kind of hard and standing on your square and being like you're ready to fight at all times, that might work in the ghetto in New Orleans. But in front of the women, in front of these young ladies, they don't want to have that. They want you to be stern in what you say now. They want you to be stern, but they don't want you to be like you're ready to fight them. What a woman wants, from my observation, is to be told something sternly, directly, without wavering. But they don't want the person to go so far to where it becomes abusive. Let me give you an example. Let me come back here. Now, the example would be, okay, where are we going to eat? She's asking you, I don't know where to eat. You need to decide as the man. You know her a little bit. You know what she likes, what she doesn't like. Make a decision. If she asks you, hey, I want to cook this or that. If you say, oh, it's whatever, you soft. Say, hey, I want you to cook that. All right, boom. That's, and, you know, sometimes I'll say it don't really matter. It depends if it's like a small thing. I was like, it don't really matter. Go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, pick one up. Whatever you like, pick it up. give her a command. Hey, can we put this sauce or that sauce on the chicken? Whatever you see first, pick it up in the store. That's a clear, you know, you're not trying to be combative, argumentative. It's straight to the point. That's kind of the way you got to be with women, which you don't need to be. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from New Orleans. How many kids you? That's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And even with men, that's not going to be a good tactic. You got to be strong and, you know, have your full masculine frame on when you're dealing with other men. But all this trying to be, you know, verbose and too much talking, that's not going to fly with men either. Men, don't speak too much when you're dealing with women. Be stern, but don't be scary like you're about to attack somebody now. That is where you go about it. What he was doing was all the way wrong. And that's why all the women pop their balloons. They like the way you look, but when he was talking, it's clearly something going on there that they don't want to deal with. And that's pretty much all I got. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.